All right, we are recording. It is September 9th. Welcome to the New Coach Training Call. I am so excited. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Shalene McLeod. Myself and my husband are the founders of FamJam Empire, and we've been coaching for just over 2 years now with Beachbody. It was actually totally on a whim that I decided, okay, yes, I'm finally going to do this and I'm going to go for it. I had tried to plan things out to line up perfectly for our life. And I tried to plan all the things out. And I'm like, when this happens and this happens and this happens, I'm finally going to pull the trigger and I'm going to go for it. And I'm going to go all in and be a coach. And that just never worked. There was always something, literally always something happened. And there was never the right time. And so I remember very clearly when we became coaches, I was so insanely nervous. We were probably in the darkest season that we had been in a very long time on our personal journeys. Jared is actually, at the time, was coming through a very, very hard battle with concussion. He was really deep into depression at the time, and I basically was taking care of the whole house. I had a full-time event planning career that I was trying to build from the ground up. I was about a year and a half into that. I had a baby at home with me. I had 2 kids in school, and I now had Jared, who could no longer work. We were trying to get through all of his treatment for him, and I was basically responsible at that point for pretty much everything in the house. So throw on top of that coaching, because that felt like the right thing to do. And I totally just went in and I was like, well, you know what? There's going to be no other time. There's literally going to be something that happens all the time. So you guys might find yourself in a similar position where you were trying to line the things up to finally make the decision of yes, now is the right time. And I'm going to share with you that on your journey, you might actually have times where you're going, this wasn't the right time. I thought it was the right time, but actually it wasn't, because life's going to happen and it's going to throw you curveballs. But trust me when I say, as we've been through these last 2.5 years, this was the best decision that we have made. And I know that you guys have made such an incredible decision for you and your family as well. And I know this wasn't a decision that you made lightly. You guys put a lot of time and effort and thought behind the decision to become coaches. And in that, know that we've put a lot of thought and time and effort into the training that we're going to provide to you guys. We have taken pretty much the best of the best and what we feel like is the most important training for you guys, to be able to give that to you right away. I really think that you could probably YouTube Beachbody training and find an entire year's worth of training to be able to watch, literally 365 days of video that you could watch on training. I encourage you to not do that. I encourage you to make sure you get through the bulk of the basic training first before you start Googling other training, because I know you will, because I did it. My coach gave me all the training I needed, and I still went and I Googled all the things. But I really encourage you to just get through this bulk training academy first before you decide to move on to something else. So just in the chat, I would love to know, 1, where you guys are from, and 2, if this is if September is the first go for you at coaching, or if this is maybe your second month through. If you can just drop it in the chat, that would be great. Ottawa, yay. Oh, I love Ottawa. It's so beautiful there. Wisconsin, never been there. This is so much fun, you guys. And just get to know where people are from. The other thing that really came out of coaching for us, and we'll dive into a little bit more about the training in a second, but something that I want to encourage you guys to really do is to connect with the team. Connect with the team on a different level than what you might anticipate, because I have made some of my best friends through coaching. I've made some really great connections, but something that I found really helped me was just knowing other coaches that were at the same level that I was at when I became a coach. I think so often when you become a coach or when you start anything new, it literally doesn't matter what it is. You look at somebody else who has a bit of experience in the same thing that you're doing, and immediately you compare yourself to them. And that comparison game is the death of your business. The comparison game it's so easy to be able to be like, meh, forget it. I'm not where she's at. I'm not where he's at. I'm not where they are right now. And I'm done. This is hard and I'm just going to quit. I'm over this. The other side of that is that this wasn't a massive financial investment for you to become a coach. I understand that it probably took a lot to be able to make the investment, but at the end of the day, when you compare it to like a franchise, which is like thousands of dollars to start a business and $186 for a challenge pack, it's a lot easier to give up on that $186 challenge pack than it would be if you were to put your entire life savings into something else. And so when it gets hard, I want you guys to lean into the team. Make friends with people who are where you're at. Be on this journey together. And this is kind of the squad, the September training chat. Add each other as friends on Facebook, connect with each other on IG. You guys will be along your journey at like the same points. And that you can find some solace in, knowing that other people are where you're at. Not everyone is starting at a level that's up here. There are people on the team who have been coaching for a year, 2 years plus, and it's really easy to start playing that comparison game. So connect with people. When we actually can get together as humans and not everything virtual, we'll have events as well that are a little bit more local to you, and you'll be able to connect with people who are outside of even our team. We have a bigger team, Crush Nation, that we're a part of. If anyone is local to the Toronto area, I see some people are. We have like a massive amount of people who are on our upline team in this area, but we also have a massive amount of people who are on our upline team that are like literally scattered all across the US and UK. So any event that you can get to, if you feel alone, I really just encourage you to reach out to your PS coach or lean into the team page and just ask, where are people from? Because we'll connect you with somebody somewhere. There's likely that we know someone that is at an event that you would be going to that we can connect you to. And outside of that, just stay connected to the team. Really lean in, get to know one another. I feel like for me, it was really helpful to have someone who understood what I was going through. It's like any other class, learning anything else. When you have someone else that you can lean on, it makes it a lot easier and you don't feel as alone going through the process. So I encourage you guys to do that. I'm just looking where everyone's from. Pickering, Toronto, Owen Sound, Hamilton. This is awesome. I love it. Second month, kind of. Really like it. Perfect. I love it, guys. And you'll notice that, like, I think I did the training probably 4 times when I first did the training, and it's okay. Like, if you feel like you need to dive into October training when you're done September, totally dive into October training. This isn't something that all of a sudden you're just going to learn in 2 weeks and you're going to know it. For me, it really became about taking action over training, because I think the world that we're kind of in, we all want that certificate at the end of the day that says, like, you are now certified to be a Beachbody coach. You're not getting that here. We're just giving you the training and you're going to go. But there's no like actual certificate that is like, you are now ready to go and do the thing. You're already ready. There's no right way to do this. There's no wrong way to do this. The only thing that we ask of you is that you just show up, and it'll be consistency over time that literally will get you to your goals. So if you can show up as you are, imperfect, and you get things done instead of waiting for everything to be perfect, or instead of waiting to have all the answers before you take action, those are the most successful coaches. Those are also the coaches that I find have the best questions, because that's the implementation phase. When you start taking the training, which, by the way, if anyone is not on the training site, just drop in the chat. We'll make sure we connect it for you. But it was put in the September training chat. The website to go on there, you just log in, create a free account. As you go through all of that and apply it, that's where I find you get some of the best questions, because that's where you start learning once you actually start applying and implementing all of the things we're teaching you. I think a lot of the information might just kind of go over your head until you get to a point where you're like, oh, it's time to send a share cart. Someone actually is ready to sign up. Wait, I forget the video that I watched 3 weeks ago. But the good news is you can go back and watch it. But the thing is that you're not going to retain a lot of it until you're actually applying it. So I encourage you guys to just get started. I encourage you guys to just have conversations with people, start talking to people about joining a challenge group, whether that's your own challenge group or whether that's your coach's challenge group. Totally up to you. If you want to add people into your coach's challenge group, you can. If you want to start your own, you can. Again, you guys, there's no like right or wrong way to do this. It's really just about what your comfort level is getting started. So that is my big thing, is take imperfect action consistently over time. That is going to be the thing that helps you build a really great business. We're going to talk a lot throughout the training. You're going to hear a lot about vital behaviors and what those vital behaviors are. Two of the most important vital behaviors that I want you guys to really basically get off this call and make sure that you're implementing right away. The very first one is being proof that the products work. So I want you guys to go all in on your own journey. That is choosing a workout program. So make sure that you're following a workout program from start to end, and a nutrition program as well. Okay, don't leave out the nutrition side of it. The cool thing about this is now you're going to start a workout program and you're going to have a nutrition program, and it's going to give you content for days to post on social media, because you're going to start sharing what workouts you're doing. You're going to start sharing why you love the workouts, why it works for you and your family. You're going to start sharing the meals that you're making, some new cool recipes that you found on Fixate. Explore Beachbody On Demand. Literally dive like all in with Beachbody On Demand and like take some time to just explore and see what's in there. There's some really, really great information under the workout materials. You'll see the material side for every single workout. The program materials that are in there, there's like amazing workbooks that you can send to your clients. There's amazing workbooks that you can follow, and you can like take pictures of it to start sharing that stuff on social media. There's some really great tools and resources on Beachbody On Demand. So I encourage you to just take like a half an hour and dive into it one night and just see what's there. You'd be surprised at what's there, and even some of the older programs that you might not be familiar with or that you don't hear us talking about anymore, because we have a new program launch that happens every quarter. But dive into some of the older programs, because there's really, really great information in there, especially when it comes to the nutrition side of things. Something else that was just added into Beachbody On Demand that I'm super pumped for is the relaxation and meditation channel. So you can dive into that if you are starting a morning routine. You can dive right into starting 4-minute meditations with Elise. They're like, I find the perfect length of time for beginners with any type of meditation, and just start sharing what you're doing. Nobody wants to follow somebody that is already perfectly where they want to be on their journey. That's boring. It's unattainable, and people feel like I can't be that, so they stop following you. They feel like I can't do what she's doing, and away they go. People want you to show up as you are right now. So on social media, I know that it can be a scary world. I know that you might be thinking, oh, I can't talk to the camera on my stories. Like, this is freaking me out a little bit. You'll get comfortable as you go, but I promise you, just share where you're at. Share the vulnerable side, share the things that are like, I hit snooze 5,000 times today before I actually got out of bed. That's okay. People just want to see that you're real. And I think sometimes what happens when we become a coach is we become a coach. And it's very obvious that we became a coach, because now all of a sudden we're posting with like products with our face. We're posting our shakes everywhere. We're posting like everything to do with coaching, but you're hiding behind all of the programs and products. I want you guys to step in front of the programs and products, and I want you to shine. I want you to share your journey as a health and wellness coach. Try not to use any stock photos. Try to use photos that you've actually taken. I would encourage you to really try not use any of the Beachbody names or terms. What I find is like instantly, if someone says to you, oh, I went and I got my Starbucks today, you instantly have a thought about Starbucks because you already have a preconceived notion about whether or not you like it. And so maybe somebody's done at-home workouts and you say Beachbody. They know at-home workouts. They're like, I did Insanity like way back in the day. I do not want that. They don't know new Beachbody. They think it's like Beachbody, which is like old DVDs that you used to buy and have to play. And they're like, I don't even have a DVD player. Beachbody is not for me. So I try not to use the name because a lot of people will already have a preconceived notion as to what it is. So for me, I use a lot of the terms like I've partnered with a wellness company. I'm a health and wellness coach. I talk about a new workout program that I'm doing, but I don't say what the name is. I talk about pre-workout, but I don't say energize. I talk about superfoods, not Shakeology. So those are some of the terms that I would encourage you guys to explore. I think Energize, there's like 5,000 different names that people have come up with now in the morning. I've heard Mamajize, I've heard Unicorn Crack, I've heard like all the things, Mama Juice. I've heard so many things. So if you want to come up with like a cute little name for the energized drink in the morning, because that's the thing that all moms need, especially for the moms on the call here, then do that and make it your own. Just whatever you feel comfortable with is what I want you to share. Rise and Energize. There you go. Dad Juice. Love it. See, we all have a different name for Energize. Make it whatever you want. So that's the thing. I want you guys to go all in. The first vital behavior really is being a product of the product. So go all in with, choose even just one product, the workout program and a nutrition program. Okay. The second one that I want you guys to go all in right now is personal development. I never did personal development before I became a coach, like ever. I didn't even complete a book out of university. I don't even know if I finished a book in university. It was probably high school, to be honest with you. I did not read like at all. I didn't listen to podcasts, none of it. So I want you guys to go all in with personal development. I literally was the person who was like, self-help, who needs that? Skip, move to the next section. Like this is all just crock. But I have found some of my most massive transformations from doing personal development. It has helped me get through so many things in my life. And I promise you that this is a vital behavior, because when you start working on you and when you go all in on your own journey, even just working out really hard for 5 days is going to bring up emotion for you. Finishing a program, like a 21-day program, 80-day program, 100-day program, whatever it is, it's likely that it's going to bring about emotion, or it's going to bring about negative thoughts, or it's going to bring about old habits or patterns. And personal development for me has really helped me to get through a lot of what has come up in going through my own journey. And I think sometimes we underestimate the power it's going to have on ourselves. We kind of underestimate the fact that, we are human and we're going to have feelings as we go through this, and it's going to be ups and downs and it's going to be challenging. And personal development for me has really helped me to get through that. It's also helped me to show up in my business. It's helped me to get past the opinions of other people that I was like terribly afraid of when I first became a coach. I have tried 8 other businesses in the past and they've all failed flat on their face. And I didn't want to do another one. I didn't want to have another failed business. I did not want to show up again and have everyone literally look at me and be like, oh, here she goes again. Great. This is awesome. And I didn't know how to get past that. And personal development really helped me to get past that. Something else that I deal with a lot is perfectionism. Perfectionism for me is a really hard thing, and I still deal with it to this day, but personal development has really helped me to understand that done is better than perfect, and that consistent action over time is going to get me to my goals. At the end of the day, my list of 5,000 things that I have written down that I have to do in this business before I can deem myself to be a successful day. Great. I did all the things I need to do today. Check. I can go to bed. That list can be very overwhelming for me, and that list can be very long because of my perfectionism tendencies. So I've really had to lean into personal development. When I first became a coach, I don't even think I listened to music for like the first 3 months. I literally just like shut off all music. Anytime music was going to go on, it was a podcast instead. So if you have not read a personal development book, I would encourage you to get one. 2 books that I'm really loving right now, and the one book that I suggest and is in the training as a suggestion, is The Slight Edge. It is a really, really great read, and helped me with a lot of those perfectionism tendencies. And another one that there's 2 more actually that we've recently read that I love is Untamed. Untamed is one that really helped me on my personal journey. Untamed, I feel like, was one that just kind of like opened my eyes to a lot of the habits and patterns and behaviors and the way that I kind of show up in my life. And the other book that I really love is Fear is My Homeboy. Fear is My Homeboy is one that was really like tangible. Like I took really tangible tips from that book to be able to increase productivity, which I feel like time management, productivity are the two areas that most of us are looking to really thrive at. And that was one that was really good for that. So those would be my three that I would suggest. I feel like everyone's loving Kaylee like Slight Edge. I love it. Yeah. And Slight Edge really helped me to just like understand that I don't need to be taking massive action every single day. I just need to be taking that consistent action. So that was a really good one for that. What else did I want to say? Okay. Outside of the personal development and going all in with your own journey, those are the two things that I want you to focus on right now. There are two other vital behaviors, and those ones will just kind of come with the training and as you are doing the training and implementing it. So the one is connecting and inviting, and there is lots of tasks that you're going to be asked to do throughout the training. And the other one is contributing to your challenge group. So if you might not have a challenge group yet, so we don't focus on that one yet because you're just not quite there. I would encourage you though to be an active participant in the challenge group that you are a part of. So if your coach has a challenge group, be an active participant in that challenge group. See how it's working. Post your sweaty selfie in there. Engage with other people that are in there. Share the personal development that you read that day. Share the podcast that you listened to that day. Like, don't be afraid to just be able to like show up or put a post up in that group. It really helps everyone else to open up as we as coaches open up in that space too. So whether you have your own or you are contributing to your coach's challenge group, just show up and be a really great challenger in there. It will help you to help your clients eventually to be able to understand that process and what that looks like, knowing that you've been in their shoes before as a really great challenger as well. The other thing is we have our team calls every single Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the FamJam team call. And just set like a recurring event in your calendar for that. These are the team calls where we have training every single week. The training could be on like literally anything. It could be stories from coaches. It could be training on how people got to where they're at in their business. It could be training on a specific social media aspect or a new program, but they're really important just to stay plugged into the team. So I always say, stay close to the fire, stay plugged into the team. The more that you are plugged into the team and the more that you're aware of what's going on, the more success you will see in your business. It's where your focus goes, energy flows. So if you're focused on the business and you're focused on the team and you're checking into the team page every day, you'll naturally start to see that your focus is there. So you are doing the business activities that you need to do every day. And those business activities that you're doing every day, consistency over time, are going to get you to the goals that you have set for yourself. So that's a really important one. And then just make sure you lean into the chats with any questions that you have. You might be a part of the September chat. You could be a part of a chat with just your coaches or another team chat. We collectively have so many leaders on this team, which is incredible. And we all have different chats. So just make sure that you are a part of a chat with your coach that signed you up. Thank you, Eric. Thanks for joining us. So make sure that you are a part of that chat and you are connected. Ask any questions in there. Ask any questions in the September training chat. You guys are all doing this alongside each other. So don't feel like your question is a silly question. If you are like inclined to message your coach to be like, this is the question I have, I will challenge you to just like copy and paste that message and put it into the training chat. Because the more questions you ask, the more questions other people are going to ask. And that is a training ground for you. That is more opportunity for you to learn or for you to hear a question asked that you're like, I didn't even think of that. Like, I'm not even there yet. I didn't even think of that. And it's really great information that's coming out of it. So just ask in the chat. It's really important as a whole and as a collective for you guys to be together and learning all of that stuff. Well, I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to let you guys ask some questions as well. Before we do, there's two other things that I really just want to address. One being your why and the other being your goals for this month. So at the end of the day, this, like I said at the beginning of the call, this is something that wasn't a massive investment for you. It's going to get hard at some point, and it's going to be easier to quit than it is to keep going. The thing that's always kept me going when I wanted to quit in this business, because I know the opportunity that is sitting in front of all of you, I know how much it's changed our lives. The thing that's kept me going is my why. And my why has really been the thing that has driven me through all the hard times, through the darkest season with Jer and his concussion and his depression, and the days where I'm like, this is just too much. Why am I even trying this? I always had my why ahead of me so that I knew what I was working towards. I knew where I was at. And I know all of you on this call made a decision to become a coach for a reason. Whatever that reason is, I want you to like get a sticky note out, write it on the sticky note, and put it somewhere that you're going to see it every single day. Your why is going to be the thing that drives you. And sometimes for me, I found that my why was almost the things that I knew I didn't want. It wasn't necessarily in the beginning. Like I didn't even really know what dreaming was like again. I didn't know what that was like. After having 3 kids and being a mom and deciding that, okay, now I kind of maybe want to contribute to the household income a little bit more than what I was before, I didn't really know what it looked like to dream. I didn't know what a vision was. I didn't really know what my why was. The one thing that really drove me was that I didn't want to be traveling in the job that I was in anymore. And I knew I wanted to be home with my kids when they needed me from school. And those were kind of the 2 things that really drove me in the beginning. Now I have a much deeper why. For me, my why is so that Jared doesn't have to work anymore. My why is to bring Jared home from policing so he doesn't ever have to go back to the road. My why is so that we can travel and be wherever we want, time freedom, financial freedom. Like that's my why. And that's what drives me every single day. Even on the days where I'd rather sit down and just chill out and watch Netflix. Those are the days where I'm like, nope, haven't invited anybody, haven't put a post up, haven't been engaging in the chats, put it down, and I have to get to work. But I have to have that why that's driving me. So I encourage you guys to really have a strong why. Like have something that like you literally, like it almost makes you sick to your stomach to think about the thing that you don't have, or to think about the thing that could happen if you don't do this. That's what's going to drive you. Your why literally is going to be everything in this business. And you're going to start to share that why eventually. And as you share that and you share that vision and you cast out where you're going, that's when people want to jump on the train. Like that's when people are like, oh, you're doing what? How did you accomplish that? Like, what are you talking about? I want to be a part of that. And when you create that culture and you create that vision for anyone following you on social media, that's really where the magic happens, because people want to watch that journey, right? They want to go along that journey with you. So really cast out that vision, that why. Lastly, your goals. So for your first month, I really encourage you to set 2 things as your goals. 1 is an Emerald Coach, and 2 is hitting Success Club 5. Those 2 things you're going to learn about exactly what they are in the training if you don't already know. But an Emerald Coach essentially is that you have signed up 2 coaches. And hitting Success Club 5 means that you've helped 3 people with a challenge pack. I would encourage you guys to sign up everyone on the challenge pack that you got started with. It's the easiest thing. It's the most simple thing to get started with. Instead of trying to understand all of the challenge packs that are available, just get people started with the challenge pack that you signed up with. And you can sign them up as coaches or you can sign them up as a client. Again, you'll get into all of that in the training. But those are basically your goals. Help 3 people with the challenge pack and have 2 of those 3 people sign up as a coach. You're an Emerald Coach and you've hit Success Club 5. So you can write those goals down. I always feel like writing it down helps me so that I know every single day, okay, what is it that I'm working towards? What is the goal? What do I have to do today to get towards that goal, to get closer to that goal? I can evaluate mid-month. Where am I at? Have I achieved these goals? You know, you can check in with your coach. You'll start to set your own goals as we go through this, but those are just kind of from experience. Those are 2 really great goals to kick your business off on the right foot for your first month. Outside of that, I made a couple of notes to myself, just make sure that I hit all the points. I think that's it, but I really just want to encourage you guys to just show up. Just show up as you are. Let it be imperfect. Let it be a little bit messy. It's okay. I have all my memories coming back up now of like when I first started coaching on Facebook, how they have the memories come up and I'm like, what was I doing? Like, what was I thinking? This is like the most horrible. You guys, I literally was like the person with the Shakeology bag. I was the person who's like only taking pictures of like just my Shakeology cup. And I was like, it was not fantastic, but I showed up and I learned. And I was like, I didn't love that post, and I made it a little bit better the next time. I love stories because they disappear after 24 hours. So if you're like kind of afraid to post so that's there forever, by the way, you can delete a post if you don't like it, just take it down. But stories, they go really quickly. So get started maybe with stories if you're a little bit uncomfortable with that, and go that way because they disappear really quickly. So I'm just reading through the chat. Does anybody have any questions? You can unmute yourself or you can ask in the chat. I'm going to go through the chat really quickly to see if I missed anything because I haven't been looking at it. Yes, Marie, I love it. It's crazy to see how far you'll go in a year. Honestly, 2 years now into the business, like I never imagined we'd be where we're at right now. My goal was to quit my corporate job, and I did that after 9 months. And then my goal was to help other people do the same thing, because I know that there was women and men on this team that wanted to leave their jobs and just do coaching full time. And now we're starting to see that. And that's been like so fulfilling to see you guys like chase your dreams and catch your goals. And like, that's a really cool part of this business too. Yay, Shaw, 1 year. Shaw's like, you guys, a boss with this business. You need help with anything to do with like, okay, wait, this person has an objection. Shaw's got you. She is like a boss with it, honestly. And this is a cool thing. We all bring different skills to the table. So we all like literally help each other out. It's so much fun. Marie, yes. Emily quit teaching fitness classes at the gym for this. Oh, I love it. I know Kaylee wasn't doing daycare anymore. There's a couple other women who didn't take daycare. Aw, Shaw, you're amazing. Any questions, you guys? Come on. I know someone has to have a question.
I had one. There's a question about what percentage would you say you get referrals through other clients? And what percentage would you say some of those clients become coaches? I mean, I know it's different between everyone, but.
Yep. So for me, I find the majority of people that we sign up do start as clients. And then as clients get results, they become coaches. That's kind of the natural process that we see happen all the time. For me, I would say I have a way higher percentage in terms of like new clients versus referrals, but I also am horrible at asking for referrals. We have other coaches on the team who slay referrals because they ask for them and they tell their clients, like, if you have anyone searching, or like have friends and family join you. I would also say that the majority of the time that I have people who give referrals, they in turn become a coach. And anytime I ask people for referrals, if they have 2 or 3 people that want to sign up, I just ask them if they want to become a coach, and then they sign everybody up underneath them. And so I think for me, that's probably why it's a little bit lower. I don't know exactly what the percentage would be, but likely for me, the majority of people who send referrals, they end up coaching, because I'm like, you might as well get the $150, put it in your pocket for 3 challenge packs instead of me earning it. And they're like, yeah, actually that'll pay for my Shakeology this month. Sounds great. And so that's kind of the process that we see. But referrals are massive. And like, don't be afraid to ask for them. I think for me, that was like, I don't know why. I was like super uncomfortable to ask for them in the beginning. I felt like really weird. And I almost felt like awkward to ask for it. But I think at the end of the day, like if people are enjoying the products, they're willing to refer people to you. So yeah, if you're like already thinking of referrals, I have a feeling you'll have a high percentage of referrals that come your way. Yes, Kaylee, people who share your posts too. If anyone shares your posts, definitely reach out to them about coaching too. Any other questions? I see you all. Is it Kara or Kara?
Kara.
Kara. How are you doing? How are you feeling so far?
Good. I did like a repost of my first post well,
Yeah.
not really the same thing, but I kind of went through the training again and did a post today that I felt really good about. And I'm actually, from being a participant in a group, I'm actually leading a group starting on Monday for 10 rounds. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Amazing. Good for you. Honestly, like,
Yeah, well,
this,
we'll see.
oh, it's going to be amazing. You're going to be amazing. And honestly, like, if you have questions or you feel like you're struggling, just lean into the team. And like, we've got,
Yeah.
but we have so many tools and resources that you can pull from. I know you'll do a great job with it. And the sooner you can become independent from your coach, honestly, I felt like that was, I gained so much confidence when I ran my own group, because I wasn't comparing myself to anybody else. I wasn't putting people into, okay, so I signed up with like the number one coach in Canada when I signed up, and I was putting clients into her group, and she had been doing this for 3 years. And when I was putting clients into her group, I was like, I can't be her. Like, I can't show up like this. How on earth am I supposed to run my own group? And then I was like, no, forget it. I'm just going to run my own group, because nobody knows her. They only know me. And no one else can compare me to anyone else, because they don't have that reference point. And so when I started my own group, I saw my confidence like soar through the roof, because I wasn't trying to be anybody else except for myself. And I was just kind of showing up as I was, and I was kind of like, take it or leave it. And everyone loved it. And so I'm really excited for you. I think that it's going to be a really big confidence boost for you too.
I do have a question, I guess. So as far as the posting and things like that, and this is where it takes me out of my comfort zones, because I post and I share family photos and our trips and all, different things that are going on. And I'm just nervous about the amount of posting compared to what I normally do on a daily basis just with my own life. So is there a schedule or I don't know how to say this, I guess. Posting daily right now seems a little much for me and for those who are friends of mine and followers and things like that, since I don't normally post that much. And I guess I don't want to come on too strong being like, here it is every single day, I'm doing amazing things. So I'm kind of feeling like I want to do it and I think about it every day, but I don't necessarily post every day. I've been doing every few days just a, hey, this is where I'm at, kind of a recap, or I've been thinking about this over the few days instead of like daily. And do you have any suggestions, rebuttals?
I do. Shaw hit it there in the chat. She said, show up daily and motivate people. They want to watch your journey. And I think sometimes when we become the coach and we're like, oh, we're just bugging people. Like, I'm just showing up and now I'm just bugging everybody to like, come buy my stuff and like, come do this. Literally, coaching has given me so much freedom, and it has given me results. And I never had that anywhere else. And I'm like, I just want to share this with the world now. Like, I don't want to hold back. I want you to see me. I want you to follow along with me. And I know that that's hard to get to, but almost see yourself in somebody else's shoes. See yourself a year from now. Like, what's that vision that you have a year from now? And what are you taking from people by not showing up every single day to show them what's possible, to show them what you're capable of, to show them that it's not just, hey, over here, look at me, woohoo, congratulate me again. It's, hey, this is what I'm doing and this is where I'm going, and I want to help you get there too. And that for me was just a mindset switch that I had. And when I did that, I really started to notice that I didn't feel like I was bugging people showing up every day. I just knew that like not everyone sees my post every day. Like, I literally could have 50 people see it one day and 50 different people see it the next day. And so if I want to make this a business that is viable and a business that is going to be successful, I have to show up every day. I have to be the person that when people are ready, they think of me. When they're ready, they want to go, I want to go with the girl who showed up every single day for 2 years because I'm finally ready and I want to do this. Instead of the person who kind of sort of showed up maybe once in a while, but it was just kind of like a thing for them. And when someone wants and they're ready to go, they want to know that you've got their back, and they want to know that you're all in, because they have to be able to trust you. And I think for me, showing up every single day on social media has built a lot of trust with my audience, versus anybody who maybe hasn't shown up every single day. or hasn't been in their stories every single day. Maybe it's not a post every day, but maybe there's stories. I think there's like, it's a different comfort level. If you feel like maybe you want to start with 3 or 4 posts a week, and then maybe in a month you start with 5, and you like gradually build on that, I would set that as a challenge for yourself, and maybe set that as a goal for yourself. Maybe this week it's 2 posts, next week it's 3, the week after it's 4, and you can like gradually start to increase that. Yeah, I would just kind of push out of your comfort zone a little bit on this one. And I think that posting every day is pretty important. And it doesn't have to be about coaching, right? I mean, you could post every 6th day about coaching, and in between can be life. In between can be the fun things, the things you enjoy, the hobbies, where you took your kids that day. Maybe you went to the park and you're talking about how much you have a love-hate relationship with the park. I do not like the park, and I talk about it all the time. It's things like that. So feel free to like sprinkle in life. So it doesn't have to just be coaching, like in your face, look at me. But I think every day is an important thing to work yourself up to, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Shaw, you took forever. Same with you too, Katie and Brian. Oh my goodness. But this is building relationships though, right? This is building trust. And I never want anyone to say yes to an opportunity when they're not ready, because then they're going to quit. If they're like, if I'm forcing or I'm convincing someone to do this, they're going to quit. They have to make the decision on their own, and you just have to be really confident in the fact that you know what you have to offer is going to get them results as a client and can change their life as a coach, financially, time freedom, like all of those things. So yeah, you did. I love it. You guys totally showed up. And it's so cool to be able to like make connections and build relationships with people who've been watching you for a long time. And, you know, you get to know them really well. I mean, Katie's journey, I watched Katie's journey for the longest time, and it wasn't even with Beachbody. And she had a massive transformation outside of Beachbody. But I think it gave her a ton of confidence in knowing that she can do this. And at the end of the day, maybe it wasn't the Beachbody programs, but she knows that the lifestyle is one that she wants to live. And she knows that it's a lifestyle that she can share with other people and help other moms, other busy, like she's insanely busy. You guys are insanely busy. Schedules are like jammed, but she can help other women through that. You guys can help other couples kind of come through that, sharing that journey. But it's really cool to be able to just build those connections with people and relationships, because you will start to attract people who are like you. And then you start to build really cool connections because they're people that you like actually really want to hang out with, and you actually enjoy their company because you guys are like so similar in a way. Okay, we've got team call in 15 minutes. So does anybody have any last minute questions? Did that help? I didn't bounce it back over to you. Yes? Okay, good. Everybody feeling good? I pick on people on calls, by the way. Everyone like hides because I randomly call people out. I can see my sister sitting here right now, and she's like, do not call my name right now. I'm in for it if I call on her. Emily, do you have something? Are you good? Okay. Yes, you do. See, Marie knows. I've picked on her before too. All right, you guys, thanks for showing up. Super excited this month. We have a call every single week this month for new coaches. It is led by a different leader. You will learn something new on the calls, and it will kind of like tie into the training that you're learning. So just schedule aside time to get that training done. Make sure that you are like writing it in your calendar. Otherwise, it becomes the last thing on your to-do list and it never gets done. And we'll be here in November and you'll still be doing the training. So schedule it out, get it done, and ask your questions in the chat. Other than that, I'm super excited to connect with you guys on the team call. So we'll see you in 15 minutes. Bye, guys.